So hello from the bunker. I'm still here, and I'm still missing baseball. The question on everybody's mind, at least baseball fans' minds, will there be baseball in 2020? Just wanted to hop on here for a minute and talk about it. I've heard a lot of people pondering over the last few days whether or not the Major League Baseball season can actually happen due to this coronavirus situation. Now, Governor Cuomo in New York, where it's happening, at a faster rate than most places throughout the country, says that the infections will not peak for another 45 days. And they are suggesting social distancing through that time. There's been a ban on social gatherings, more than 50 people, I believe. And so it makes it hard to have Major League Baseball games under those conditions. I don't live in New York City, so I can't look around and see what it's like. I can't see what the subways are like, but you got to imagine that this type of situation makes it very, very hard to start a baseball season. So let's look at some of the shortened seasons that have happened in Major League Baseball history. In 1981, there was a strike-shortened season in which there was a strike in the middle of the season, and they only played 109 games, so that was kind of a shortened season. In 1994, the players went on strike on August 12th, and of course the season ended, so you don't want that. But in 1995, the season began on April 25th, and they played 144 games. The major question is, how few games is Major League Baseball willing to play, and how safely can those games be played? Now, I'm not an epidemiologist. I don't know how bad this disease is going to get. I've read people say that it's going to die down in a few weeks. I've also heard that it could go for 18 months if there's no vaccine, that this could really shut things down and we might not get to play at all. So my opinion is that baseball is going to try and salvage whatever they can of this season, even if it means playing an 81-game season, even if it means holding off on beginning the season until July or so, when things have mostly, gotten under control. We're starting to manufacture testing kits at a higher rate. We're starting to, relax some of the regulations that prevent testing from happening. We're starting to identify more people who have this. The scientists are getting a better understanding of, the disease's effects and how to prevent it. And people are taking more safety precautions. Now, there's a very strong possibility that the first few months of this season could be canceled, but there's also a possibility that they might play with nobody in the stadium, just to get some games in. So baseball is a multi-billion-dollar industry. All of the teams just voted to donate $1 million to stadium worker relief so that these people who are put out of their jobs, by this delay can still be paid. I think that's a great initiative by Major League Baseball, and the owners deserve kudos for that. One thing to consider is that when they ultimately do end up playing, they're still going to need another couple of weeks at least of spring training, and that spring training period is going to be longer depending on how long this thing lasts. So if this goes until July or so, then they're basically going to need an entire spring training all over again, right? Back in 95, they played an abbreviated 3-week spring training, and then for the first month of the season, guys were not playing well. There were lots of errors. There were lots of injuries. That's one thing you can expect to happen. I would not be surprised if you see a lot of guys that get hurt in the first couple weeks of the season if they start late just because they haven't had the adequate training. That doesn't mean good news for the Yankees, who are obviously very injury-prone as it is. But on the positive side, they should be getting a lot of guys back. They should have Judge and Stanton and Paxton and maybe even Hicks back to start the season. So my guess is that they're going to play at least something this season. Is 81 games enough? Baseball is a sport where the cream kind of rises to the top over a 162-game season, but an 81-game season is still as long as the NBA. It's still as long as the NHL. That's a significant amount of games. And it'll make things more exciting. We might have to change the playoff format to allow more teams in, create kind of a more of a round robin type of deal, so that teams that maybe are good and maybe got off to a slow start because of this whole pandemic, can still have a chance to win a World Series. We might bring more teams into the mix. You might see a team like the Angels or the White Sox sneak in. I'm also kind of bummed that we don't get as many chances to boo the Astros. I saw somebody, one of the baseball writers, had a really interesting comment that if baseball goes to a neutral site for the World Series, you could see the Yankees and Dodgers play for the World Series in Houston. So, bottom line, nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows how short a season Major League Baseball is willing to put up with. I doubt they're going to cancel the whole thing. I think we'll see baseball in some fashion. But right now, the most important thing is keeping everybody healthy. That includes the players. The Yankees have 2 minor leaguers who have tested positive for coronavirus. So, obviously, they're going to be in quarantine for a while. But anyway, I'll be here to chat occasionally. Check out a couple of videos I posted on Brian Cashman. Send me ideas for new content that you have, and I'll try and put up some videos. I already work from home, so this is no big change for me. And I'll see you next time.